Envoy? I'd just tell you what I told you last time you... Ask away. Well, I'm one of the very few people who spends most of their time out in the wilds and haven't gotten themselves killed yet. I know the difference between hay-bleed toxin and high-tox bloom, which is something you should... And you know the Balrog and the grinning Balrog? No, but I am one of the few who have seen a Balrog and lived. Mostly because I had the brains to run the Dragu out of there. The key is survival. I understand that, and a lot of people don't. And that's why they're dead, and I'm still here. We're gonna get you where you're going, Envoy. Alive and with as few blithe tail bites as possible. That, more or less. Oh, you noticed. I don't know. I've heard stories all my life about the gods and magic, and they never seem to do any good for anyone. Understood, but I don't have to go around acting like they have my best interests at heart. I'm sure they've done good things and bad. I just don't think... It's just Pargrunan wilderness lore, developed over the centuries in Solace. Tricks, traps... But hey, if people want to think it's magic, then go ahead. I'm not gonna bend over backward just... I mean, feel free to cast all the spells and cry out to whatever gods you... Just don't... Oh? Right, thinking about... It's not something I like talking about, really. Honestly, I prefer leaving the past in the past. No. I won't ask what herbs you ingest before the gods start talking to you, and you don't... Now, we just met, Envoy, and I'm here to do a job. Maybe we'll... Best we just... Oh, gods. It's like my first week working with Kai. All over again. Right, Jake. What do you need? You too. Oh. What is there to know? Isolated keep full of... I left there 2 years ago and haven't thought much about it. Oh, is that what you get from this? So why pry? Wouldn't you rather your wilderness guide be happy and Maybe, maybe not. Ha! Not without a sharp blade or a barrel of wodak. It was, but... Well... Anyway, what do you need? If I must.
here and help with these corpses, please. Fantastic. People. I was about to lose my wits.
A mind's question. The dust of the Akita in her hair. She knocks. We would answer.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you? Sansa? Absolutely not. Cute as a button, but he's so high-strung. I pursue my own academic interests. Interests that require the vase in the ruins. And a ladder. But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-toned. There's a vase in this ruin that's too high for me to reach. Fetch it for me. I can pay you in skates if you do. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. And once you've got it, look me up. Yatsley, wizard extraordinaire, godless expert, and a Balrog in the bedroom.
You do meet the most interesting people.
I can get you 1,000 faces that don't require going into some ancient ruins. No one listens to me. There's something here.
Darling, you are aware I can see you digging through my things, aren't you? Please tell me you found the vase.
Got some.
Right behind you.
Something nearby.
was just getting warmed up.
Got some. There's something here. Something nearby.
Andra's titties, you found it! I tried using magic to get the vase down, but alas. Thankfully, you and your little friends came along and saved the day.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, Nimdude.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure you. Oh, trust me, my love Quilichi has told me so many times, but I cannot resist. How could I ignore a vase like this? Think of all the secrets and memories it holds. Of course. Follow the path through the fields. The settlement walls should appear through the fog. I'd best pack up myself. Thank you for your help, Godlike.
That's something I hope never happens again.
I've got a few inches to spare if she changes her mind. Unseen, unheard.
You'll seek.
We got them all.
And raw.
Granted, I don't come here often, but when did it get this bad?
That's cool. I'll be honest. It has changed. It's always been thick forests and crawling vines, but now it's like the forest has had enough and is ready to wipe us all out. That said, at least it's fertile. And you can still eat most of the vegetation here. But especially the one... I get a weird feeling when I get close to Lake Lacoon. There. Oh. Right. Pleasant dreams. What are you grinning about?
Huh? I wasn't grinning.
Right. Well, stop it.
That's just how...
The armored mask. We dream of steel and charred earth and flame. The memory binds. Flee from her. We fear. For us. For you. Blazing ire. It burns and feeds upon itself. pain through the smoke, we recall. You are not safe with her. We reach. The spines tear into us. We pull our hands away. But the old scars do not lie. We burned once. Burned. We know. A storm from the same spark. All pain cuts with the same blade. Steer clear of the scourging fire, or extinguish it. Cull or tend, the bear's blood nourishes the earth. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen. Have care. Have care.
Arms up!
Animancy is a process. We're talking about a delicate metaphysical ecosystem.
Machines everywhere, and none of them are doing a lick of good.
They should thank us.
Be patient and things will get better, I promise.
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there'd be grain.
I know what I said, but we only
Another
have
late
so much
harvest.
to go around.
How do they expect me? Last season, we were lining up all the way to the river. But at least there was enough food for everyone. It's not just the market either. Emerald Stair might as well be a graveyard. Animancers are supposed to work miracles on these lands. But what good are miracles if we're starving?
If I had grain, I'd give it to you. I know times are hard. It's bad all over. Trust me.
You want to find the governor, then? Bastards hiding in the Animancers gave us these farms. If the harvest doesn't come, they'll be the ones who... We'll see about that. Word of advice, Outlander. Don't tarry in Emerald Stair.
Godlike.
One moment.
You're the first godlike to come through in... well, I can't remember how long. I hope that's a good sign. I'll take what I can get. If the gods don't bless us with a harvest soon, this market will be empty come winter. You'd think so, but they don't approve of animancy. Something about undead farmhands makes them nervous. They still buy our crops, mind you, when the harvest's good.
Something nearby. Got some.
Hand in hand, they toil, and the earth gives in return. The smile of the harvest.
Gatsabo! Did the cow step on your face?
One moment.
I really don't think you can deny that everything wrong in Fior obviously comes from using animals.
We don't use animals.
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwine said you might be heading this way. As am I, in a way. Forgive me. I'm Captain Alfia, captain in the Steel Garrote. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. While they theorize and do nothing, the sickness spreads. But worry not, Envoy. The Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adiran interests when the time comes. We all have our part to play, Envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Can I interest you in some bladeberries or better spells, perhaps? Welcome to Poria in Velino, the finest legitimate apothec. All ingredients are fully stocked.
Oh, this Delem gun. They're not at all godlike. I've heard whisper. In case it wasn't clear, I'm the point of contact for anyone with bounty. Officially, I'm one of the many researchers here. My specialty is in the anatomy of the many species of Eora. If you must know, Vulpinet, these bounties are more pressing than my research. Someone had to be chosen to man the board. That person happens to be me. At least some of these bounties result in interesting specimens to study. Ahora...
rejuvenate and revitalize your personal assets.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead. You recognize the scripture? How wonderful! Perhaps someday we can recite it together. I am asking the spirits to forgive us for our negligence and continue on their way without anger. The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry. It is not wise to underestimate the wrath of spirits who believe they have been forgotten. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone, they bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
I did, yes. With things the way they are, there was no other way to get... If I didn't think this was important, I wouldn't have taken the food. I know Elena would understand how important it is. That could very well be true, but however it worked, do it for whatever reason you like. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave. Loggers from the old days, they sacrificed themselves to make the land habitable and lost their lives to creatures of the untamed forest. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm. I understand how it looks, but at peace, I can't thank you enough for help.
What's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home.
There is no Dream Scourge in Emerald Stair.
The land... begs to differ. And I can prove it.
We can discuss this in private.
We are discussing it now. How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Seems more likely you'll have to punch some sense into him.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Ah, of course. The Adiran envoy. Ambassador Hilgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
We can't lose our heads over some half-cocked speculation.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. You must be unfamiliar with animancy. There's always collateral damage. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us,
it's a bit too soon to...
Governor, this is unacceptable.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Something here.
By tradition, the governor's manor is open to the public.
Something nearby.
I'm sorry you had to witness that spectacle. Giatta is a spirited animancer, but she can be intolerable at times. Whatever you may think of us, I welcome you to Fior Messiverno. I believe the nature of the living lands is unpredictable, and animancy is our best chance at getting it under control. But what Giatta wishes to do is more dangerous by far than what she's trying to solve. Quilici wants us panicking over what he can't even prove. If there's a threat to Emerald Stair, it's that old man and his fear-mongering. Don't waste your time on him. Be my guest. Take her away from here.
This Nimdude wouldn't see a Balrog coming if it did a little dance right.
If there's nothing... The short answer is yes. We are a community of animancers. Among other things, we have a healthy respect. I have no wish to anger the departed. But then again, my first responsibility is to the living. Does what I think matter to you, Envoy? There's nothing wrong with staying informed.
One job. One job.
What do you... Apologies for the ruckus outside. Sounds like you've traveled a fair bit. Although even by... Except they are the only animancers. Try telling that to Vidaro and the animancers. We've all heard the rumors from outside. That's what scares me. Although I admit Fjord is in a bad way. We've had crops fail before, but the governor says it's just a tip. So, we ought to drink while we... Welcome back, Envoy.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? Not everyone has the Ranger Captain breathing down their neck. I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate. Merla, I'd pay anything at this point. My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here. 3 times this month. They're going to be the death of me. They're besotted. I can't get them to think about anything else. Belena and Adelaro were my most promising recruits. Now, all they do is sneak off to... I think they know each other very well.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and What they're doing is their business, but rangers have to come when they are called. Wait, gods, you're relentless. The point is, they've never been gone this long. The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind.
2 young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while. Know what I mean?
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint. My apologies, Godlike. You happened upon Fior at an inopportune time.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. Because they're cowards. To them, I'm just a cautionary tale. A fallen animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Misiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone. So am I. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Nadiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. We haven't even gotten started and we're already talking about ethics. I can tell I'm going to like you. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... Of course. Excuse me, it's been a long day. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Let him growls. His good opinion means nothing to me anymore. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my... No one ever achieved the impossible. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial envoy, research assistant.
Got something.
Ado! Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late. Nay, not really. But not all of us in Fjord are animancers, you know. Under normal circumstances, I'd not sell to a traveler like yourself. Officially no, but I have been known to doubt. I have one such item for sale, actually. A beautiful mace made of star metal, crafted by the finest smiths of Sol.
There's something here.
What do you think of Giada's theory?
Well, my experiments have...
Unpredictable. Like the essence of scintillation. But not here.
The order is helpful. It's the essence of it.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Jaka.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm sure her mother and father are. Look after them.
I have to do something. Envoy. I'm sorry. I'm not in a place to talk. Yesterday, I made an incredible discovery. We can use half as much Adra to achieve the same results. And then I thought, what if one day it's a third, a quarter, a speck? No. To harness these forces for so small a price is too much power. I have been reading Athelmir's treatise on Wodica. Perhaps she's right. Maybe Animancy should be reined in. How can I? All right. I'll do some more tests and see where they lead me. But I won't publish anything until I'm absolutely sure.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I did. Well, maybe to you, but I was educated in the great lab. But you didn't journey all this way to... Giada. What a loss. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research. What I need is a strong... Copper allows greater power modulation through shaping, but Adra... I could use a large single block of Adra, but... Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon Indeed, but that well is almost... An Adragon's heart can hold an immense... The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but... So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard... Still, Delamgon queens can be reasoned with, so... If you want to get the heart peaceful... Do be careful, Emerald.
Well, let's go. That Atragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Hello. Welcome to my establishment, amigo.
Oh, it's you. Leave me alone, all right? Maybe, maybe not. That's absurd. If any... That damn fool Wolf with his head full of visions. When he wanted to resort to violence, I knew I had to... I guess you must have seen something in him I didn't. Hope you... Maybe I'm brave, maybe I'm stupid. Good luck.
Envoy, over here. Good. You finally showed up. The name's Keeledge. Hilgard sent me to Emerald Stair to keep an eye on this place. I had orders to make contact. I won't talk long. He only wants me to let you know I'm here. If you need to get... depends on the day. Hilgard told... Now, I think I'm just supposed to wait. I'm worried about drawing attention from Ludwine's crew in the meantime. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think the scale of their operation... All right. Exactly how far do you want me to... Until...